recording progress. No, I'm joking. It's going on. Fusion family and boys and girls and all that good jazz. I might look weird because the internet might be weird in my house.
Yeah, man. As you can see, for the first time ever, we are recording a podcast separately.
It's so long, scary.
Jeremy doesn't love me. He didn't want to come through it with me. Pause.
I know, right? This is weird. I think close up your ass crying.
Yeah, I know, right? Make sure you
Look
put
at
the
him
big
cry.
anime tears.
There you go. Got you now. That's you now, dog. Crying.
It's all me. All right, man. If you're not new to this, you're true to this. I am Chad.
And I am Jeremy.
And together, this podcast, this tag team, this collective, these Comic-Con conquerors and gaming gods, we are
Fusion Haa.
We are Fusion Haa.
Oh, this is weird. It's weird. It's weird. I need you. Chad, I need you by my side.
I know. It feels so dirty.
I feel like we just had that pandemic happen again. Like, Chad, I can't see you. I'm sorry.
I know, right?
I need you, dog. I need you. I'm so sorry.
I need you, boo.
Right. Well, so we better hurry and put this out because everybody named mama and daddy and every nook and cranny and wrestling talking about it already. I even listened to some of Cornette
what
stuff.
What would that be, Jeremy?
The Mr. McMahon docu-series, a 6-part episode, 6 hours of talking about Mr. McMahon, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, very interesting doc. I remember when they first were saying that this was going to happen. I was so hyped, bro, to see this. Because, you really don't get to... We know about Vince McMahon because out of all the stories and the storylines and everything we've pieced together over the years, but to actually have him commenting on it, except for like what he did on the Stone Cold podcast, but to actually have him talking about it, I was very hyped to watch this.
Me too. I was too, and I was like, okay, are we? And then I questioned it at the time. I was all like, are we really gonna give Vince McMahon docu-series, or gonna give me some old same old? So, if you don't mind me starting out with this, I would say this. It's a good wrestling documentary, but it's not a good documentary about Vince McMahon, if that makes sense.
No, it definitely makes sense. It didn't really. It did tell us a couple little things that you might not have known. But especially, I think the thing that's maybe their saving grace is that with all the controversy that's gone on with Vince, people that don't really know but know the controversy, if you're watching this for the first time, you do learn a lot. I will say that. But no, I agree with you. Most of the stuff I've heard and seen over the years about Vince, there were a couple things I learned, especially doing episode 5, which to me was the best episode out of everything.
What was the name of the episode?
I want to say Family something, Family Ties.
I think it was just called Family.
Okay, so that was
okay. So that was Well, it ain't gonna echo on your end because I'm the one getting the shit. No, so it was called Family. It wasn't even Family nothing. It was just Family. They had like subtle names for them.
Family Business.
I ain't mad at that. Like, Screwjob, Family, all that. I think
So it went. So the first episode was Junior. The second one was Heat. The third one was Screwjob. The fourth one was Attitude. The fifth one was Family Business, and the last one was The Finish.
What was the last episode?
The Finish.
Defense. I wonder why.
No, The Finish. No, it wasn't The Finish.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, okay, I thought you said Defense. I was like, wonder why.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Ooh-wee. So with me, because I would say like episode 1, the Family episode, a little bit of The Finish, because I knew episode 6 was gonna be that episode. You know what I mean? I was like, dude, they're gonna bring this Janelle Grant thing, which was funny. They talked about like the beginning, then they talked about other stuff, like like the whole like the last 2 years, and it was weird because then they had a little, little words at the end and stuff like that before the credits hit, and it was talking about like, oh, we're still going, the federal investigation and going through trials going on. Like, wait, you just talking about this again? I ain't gonna lie, I was like, you should have put that right after you got nothing talking about Janelle, and then move on to the rest of the stuff, in my opinion. Because I forgot all about it because you talking about this other stuff.
Yeah, because the back half was real. The back half of the last episode was really when they got into that. One thing I will say about this documentary that I did like, it kind of reminds me. So you know how like if you do like a project or something at school and you like got to cite your sources, dude, I loved how every time like Vince or somebody would say something that wasn't true, they come right behind. Yeah, nah, dog, that wasn't it. It was really this. He did that.
Hulk Hogan was a snitch, bro.
Hulk. See, hey, now y'all understand. That's y'all God. That's y'all Ivory God. Hulk Hogan, that boy's a snitch. That boy couldn't wait.
Right? I was like, we know, nigga.
That boy, Mr. Vince. I'm like, oh, come on, dude. You really? Like, you snitching?
They're trying to unionize, sir.
Yeah, they're trying to unionize, sir. We better do something about that, boss.
Hobie Joby.
Yeah. But then it's like, he says that, but then look what he does. He's like, yeah, oh my God, this is something. Yeah, I'm looking. I see it. I see it. This is something I found really interesting about the whole Hulk Hogan thing and him going to WWE. I mean, WCW.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan, which I don't remember this, and I know I watched wrestling and maybe I was too young to comprehend it, but Hulk Hogan got John Cena, dude. They were booing this man out the building. Like, y'all booing Hulk Hogan? Y'all didn't like Hulk Hogan? The way everybody acts, like, Hulk Hogan is wrestling Jesus, man. And it was just so surprising to see that at that time, right, that the crowd turned on him. I did not remember that.
But that was then. So yeah, like now, you know how it is nowadays. Today nostalgia reigns supreme. Blah blah blah. Because you and I do it. There's gonna be a con here for Christ's sake here in Houston in December. Yeah. So now, but back then you got to think about it. Like you had 8 million plus people watching both, Raw and Nitro. So you got almost at Thunder. That's Thursday. So. You have that going on, and remember we had a new generation. He had Hall and Nash over there doing their thing at WCW. Yeah. So you had all these things going on at the same time, and Hulk Hogan was an old guard, and all that good jazz. But it's funny. See, okay, let me go back to us. It's funny how you said we sitting on Hulk Hogan, but we talking about Vince McMahon documentary. That's what I'm talking about. How we talking about Hulk Hogan, and we supposed to be talking about.
No, I was just saying. I found that interesting. Like I just, I did not remember that. Dude, right? Vince is a very interesting person.
Yes,
he's very interesting. I just found it so funny how he would, when they were questioning him about, so how much of Mr. McMahon is you? Oh, none of it at all. None of it's me at all. But everybody's like, yeah, that's Vince. That may be a little dolled up. Even Stephanie and them were like, it's a little dolled up version, but that's him. Everybody was saying that's him. That's him. So it's like I feel like he lost himself over the years, like in Vince and Mr. McMahon. Like they just merged and they're just one now. And you can't tell which way is up, which way is down.
Who I think was it Tony Atlas? I'm trying to remember, man. So many things. 6 hours of this, I made no notes. Yeah. So the best people that actually listen to on this, and I actually want to listen to more other wrestling people talk about it. It's Jim Cornette and Brian Last. They actually spend a day. Well, actually, I think they did it once a day. They actually watched the episode, took notes, and then record. So I'm like, damn. And I like that perspective because also you gotta remember that Jim Cornette worked for the WWF back in the early 90s and also helped, also you gotta remember Vince. Vince actually helped some people out. This is not even a documentary. Like I've heard that he was, when ECW was a thing, he was giving, paying them $50,000 a month to kind of keep them afloat, but also kind of use them as, train, kind of like NXT somewhat. At the same time, and they didn't know it. So of course, some people found out like, what the, you bastard, but also with Smoky Mountain Wrestling, which you see how they own some of the archives of Smoky Mountain. You always hear Jim Cornette telling stories about like, Kane and Stone Cold going down there, Louisville, Kentucky. Not Louisville, I'm sorry. No, it was like around, was it Louisville? Smoky Mountain was like in Tennessee. I'm tripping. Yeah. So out there, they do a couple shows. I think like he was always telling a story. He pays like Stone Cold so much money and a case of beer to do a job. You know what I'm saying? Like not to be a jobber, but to like do a job out there. His promotion. That's how he got Chris Jericho, so on and so forth. But anyway, he would tell stories about like working with Vince back like what was it? I think like 93 to 96 or some shit like that. And what killed me about this documentary, which of course I knew he was gonna tell everything, was Bruce Pritchard, because like that guy he probably seen Vince more than Linda did, honestly.
Oh yeah,
and he ain't gonna tell every little bit about what went on and everything like that. But I was like, Jim Cornette said something that was true, even though he can to a certain degree, mostly business wise. And what that it was like, why didn't ask Linda these questions about like, y'all first date, is it romantic? How he is in the house. Back then, clearly they don't live with each other now. Like that's been said already. One's in Florida, one's in Connecticut and shit like that, unfortunately. So it's like, why you didn't hear some of these things? Like we heard more from the kids than you heard from Linda. And Linda helped this dude.
Could it be the fact that one lives in Florida and one lives in Connecticut?
But you telling me you can't tell, but hold on though. You telling me you can't tell the stories before that time because Linda helped Vince. Like, how was it when
definitely
that's
when absolutely true.
Vince
Yeah. And she did touch on that, but I don't think they rock with each other too much, bro. Like you could just tell. Like, you never see. I mean, even back in the day, like you never really like seen them out like that together. Like, it was weird.
I mean, but think about it. She was CEO of the company though for a little bit. Like she was the face. Because even like, and that's the thing. Like Cornette was there to see that shit, and like other people was there to see that. Like I was like, they know these things. That's the funny part. It's like, but why nobody saying that? Because like you were kind of saying it. I'm gonna just say what you're saying in a different way. It was more of the same, but just with like, okay, in that perspective of Vince, like the Montreal the screwdriver thing. And I love how they put both the original screw job and the Montreal screw job.
Yeah,
the original,
that was cool. That was cool.
Yeah,
I like the wrestling guy in me really loved this documentary because it was just about wrestling. Like, man, who don't want to see like the wrestling? It was cool to see just kind of Vince's perspective from it, which something else I found very interesting about this documentary. We talk about the wrestling. So when Vince was basically coming up and, the whole story of him buying the company from his dad, right?
All right.
I just found it was just so funny how back then his dad was like the territories are sacred. We don't pass these territories. We don't do this. We don't do that. We don't send out wrestlers in these territories because either theirs. Vince was like, nah, fam, I'm doing that. Like, why not? It's competition.
Wait, you didn't know that?
No, well, no. Yeah, I knew that, but this is the part that I found funny.
Okay.
So when WCW came up and they started taking their wrestlers, no, those are my wrestlers. You can't have that. That's unfair. You can't do that. No, you can't do that. That's wrong. That's just
right. I was like, bro,
what?
You playing right now, right? Dude, hold up. You mad? I'm sorry, you hurt because Billionaire Ted did the same thing you did. You literally single-handedly destroyed the territories by yourself from north to south to the west.
That boy
and the
went
east.
On a tear. He destroyed them territories, and he didn't feel bad at all.
No. He didn't care. His dad told him not to. He disobeyed his pop. Like, yo, bro, hey, look here, don't do that. Fuck that. I'm doing all that.
And then as soon as it happened to him, that's not fair. That's not fair. You can't do that to me. That's not fair. That's not competition. That's just wrong.
He got the handkerchief.
Dude, what are you doing?
He got the handkerchief on cue, dude. What the fuck? I got no props.
Because it's funny because I just wanted to make it feel like, oh man, he's a baby. And I'm like, perfect. But yeah, no, dude, that was so crazy. Like the delusion in that man in those couple of minutes of that documentary was crazy.
Oh man, nah. I just feel like for me, I believe that was just like, really, nigga. That's what I was saying. Because you did it. How you gonna play that, bro? And you did it.
He was so hurt, bro. So hurt.
He was losing. He I guess he didn't know how to lose, man. It's new. Because think about it. And even like, he gambled and won a lot of the times, man. So I mean, I guess he got, in my opinion, they ain't really said it like this. The man got used to winning and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So here we are.
I definitely agree with that.
It is weird. Some of the talking heads, I do think it was kind of weird because it's supposed to be. I get, like I said, it's a good wrestling documentary. Like, because you like John Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold, Tony Atlas, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, like every now and then.
Triple H.
Yeah, of course, and I was like, okay, Bruce Pritchard technically was a wrestler, but at the same time, he was more of a producer, and he was always close to Vince and being at his house. Like I said, you hear, because but believe it or not, Bruce is from here. Bruce is from here. He knows a lot about Houston wrestling.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. Bruce Pritchard actually know a lot and about Houston wrestling. Like, matter of fact, you can go on YouTube and find that stuff out. He tell you like mad stories about. I'm glitching like a mug. Tell you mad stories about matches from back in the day, the Houston Coliseum. I digress. Yeah. That's why I was like, man, that if anybody I want to hear from is that guy. So I don't know what's that about. I don't know why they asked him and Linda. Now, when it came to Shane and Stephanie, I was like, all right, he gonna give you so much. Yeah. And like with the stories you can hear from them, I kind of dig it.
And I felt the most for Shane, man. Shane really went through it, man. It was just so, and I think we talked about this yesterday, the passion that Shane has for wrestling. Yeah. Like, I didn't know Shane was passionate like that. Like, I really didn't. So it was cool to see him basically following in his dad's footsteps. But Vince just like, nope. You get nothing. Well, they look at the little puppy. It's and it's like I was telling you the whole story about how when Paul Heyman was talking about Shane having an idea and Vince was just disagreeing with it, and he's like, basically gives him a knife and is like, you're gonna have to stab me. You're gonna have to basically take me out to get this idea. But if you don't do it, then let me know you're not man enough. And if you're not man enough, I'm gonna take that into consideration. It's like, what? You're my dad.
Hey, hold up. Let me go back. I feel you. I feel what you're saying, but that's that business. Before I continue on, Paul Heyman, holy shit, is a goddamn great storyteller.
Oh man,
orator. I'm gonna say his words. A phenomenal orator, by the way.
An orator.
But I getting back to it, I do believe that it was more of the business side that clearly he's the business, right? I know that's his son. But at the same time, man, like before he had kids, what was it? WWF, then WWF, and WWE. So, I mean, dog, you see that he went to trial for the shit, steroid scandal. We learned about that. Well, we don't. Yeah. Well, they reiterate that. But you're right. That is his son.
Yeah, like that's something.
Yeah, but I get it too. I can't give you this shit. You pussing out, bro. That's basically what he's saying.
But it's like, okay, so Brian Gerwitz, which he was in there, The Rock's writer. I read his book. His book is actually really good. He details in his book, like, going head-to-head with Vince. And Vince told him when he hired him, Brian Gerwitz, you're really good, whatever. He just talk about people in general. He said, if you try to go head-to-head with me, you're going to lose no matter what. And so what that basically meant throughout the book is even if Brian Gerwitz or any other writer was right, Vince is Vince, and he has the last say. Because, I mean, it is his company, of course.
This is his company,
But it's like, bro, if someone has an idea that's better than yours, better than a gobbledygooker, like, don't you think you want to listen to him a little bit? No? Okay.
Hey, we don't talk about the gobbledygook around here.
Man, they showed that thing, and I was like, man, y'all.
Oh, man. How we get here, bro? But hey, you just, I guess at that time he was just throwing ideas out, and you clearly it shows the early 90s, and that's why
Dude, it showed in the late
Is a thing.
2020s too. In the early 2020s, it showed too.
Oh man, hey, we don't. Now, hey, that showed me he was declining in life. I was like, bro, you need to sit the hell down somewhere.
Nah, you know what? See, I thought that too, but that's not even true. He just reverted back to what worked. Well, he just reverted back to what he was doing back in the day. Because I was like, man, I was like,
say so.
He did that back then too.
I mean, I can't disagree, but at the same time, I'm like, hey, you clearly reruns, bro. We kept getting reruns too.
Yep. Syndication.
Every Monday. How you have a show that's episodic with no reruns, but then we had the same matches, so therefore we had reruns. Come on, get out of here now.
Hey man, this is
right.
Yeah,
oh
man.
my God.
Yeah.
Shit.
Man, talking about that steroid scandal, bro. That mess was crazy. Do you know what I mean? It seems like Vince is going toe-to-toe with the government so many times. It's crazy. And he just, like that writer dude, that writer dude had a murder boner for him. I got that from, what's the name of the game? Bulletstorm. The game with the worst dialogue in the world. But murder boner always stuck out to me. But I digress. Right. He had it in for Vince, dude. He wanted Vince's head on a platter because he just said, how do these people never lose? Vince doesn't know what it means to lose. They just, no matter what happens, he always comes out unscathed and on top. The same thing with the steroid scandal. The same, even with the kind of with the Chris Benoit thing too. Like they kind of were under the gun for that, but you know, Vince unfortunately had nothing to really do with that. I mean, you can't really pin
that Benoit thing. I say this much: the Benoit thing really just changed stuff around. As a whole, I know that's you know how like some rules like OSHA laws and whatnot. Like I know you know about that. Doing what you're doing and other occupations, employments you have employed. I'm not wording that right, but anyway, a lot of rules are written in blood. And they ain't seeing that. I seen you. They ain't gonna see that.
Cool. Okay, yeah.
So the thing is, because of Benoit, good stuff happened. Now they got the drug protocol and all the other good stuff. CTE protocol.
What's CTE?
Huh?
What's CTE? That don't exist. According to Stone Cold. I was like, boy, I know good well you ain't saying the CTE don't exist and everybody's looking.
Bro, leave him alone, man. He old school, dude. He old school. He was riding the cars with, bro. This is the same man that was riding the car with Black Bart, homie. Google it. And wrestler, not the outlaw. Hey, man.
CTE
what I'm saying, you might not care, but you need to understand, like that dude from that time, man. Let him have it. Fuck it.
Vince McMahon believes in it. Vince McMahon almost 80. What are you saying?
He's a year away from 80, actually. Yeah. He's
that's like saying, oh, I don't believe in the common cold, but everybody gets the cold. Like, what are we saying right now?
Maybe he don't get it, and that's why he don't believe in it. All right, shit. Like he probably got CTE, and he don't believe in it.
Starter.
Hey, bro, I'm just saying. Hey, but no, I mean, that was some wild stuff. Somebody made a joke, put that Dave Chappelle joke on there. One of the specials he did about this documentary. And it was saying like, the whole superhero, but he got to, since we're on YouTube, we got to say dreaded R word, but he saves. And he saves more than he does more of the dreaded R word.
Yeah.
And I was all like, that's how I felt that was going to go. I remember when I was watching this documentary and I was asking my wife, because we watched it together, like, each day. I think we watched like 3 days straight, time. And I was asking her, I said, when they going to go to the whole, he did this and he did that. She said, watch the next episode. I said, you telling me they gonna do 2 episodes and then get down to the nitty gritty? Nope. And boy, was she right. Oh my God. Because it went down to the Rita Chatterton stuff. And I was all like, we know this already, bro. And then it came back up 2 years ago. Because the whole New York statute of limitations.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Did she settle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody settled, bro. Ain't everybody selling with Vince. Vince
the second time around she settled. They settled. Well, WWE, I guess, settled with Rita.
I think so.
Because it was crazy. And then not just that, they brought back. So I knew this scandal. So Here's the thing. Some of the stuff that we know about, this is the funny thing when it comes to these documentaries. A lot of it already came out like on the internet, and then TV shows do it. For example, like Dark Side of the Ring, right?
Yeah.
I already seen first season 1 before season 1 came out. Every episode they literally did like by that order. How you know what YouTube channel did it? Russell Lamia. They did it.
Yeah.
And literally they talk about the plane ride from hell. They talk about damn, what else? The Montreal screw job. They talked about I gotta look at it. I gotta look at it in order and see like which ones I've already seen these stories.
Yeah, I know.
Years prior.
Yeah, I think the difference is what makes this stand out a little bit more is that these are things that happen, and we know they happen. But Vince is actually talking about it, like saying, like, okay, you know, this happened, but you know, this is why I did X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. Because all we had was speculation. All we could do is just, okay, well, maybe Vince did it because of this, maybe did it because of that, maybe he's just Mr. McMahon, maybe he's just evil, who knows? But we got some answers, which, like the whole thing with Wendy Richter having to drop the title. Great, bro.
Oh, yeah, the original screw job.
That was great. That is
You didn't know about that?
No, I did. But just hearing him talk about it, it's just crazy.
What is this shit?
Just that whole situation is just crazy. The fact that you ain't like, I ain't losing. Why I gotta lose? Like, nope. And basically, who's that? Moolah?
Yeah. Fabulous
Moolah was like, hey, you can do this the easy way, you can do this the hard way.
Choice is yours.
Which is crazy.
Choice is yours.
That's crazy.
But that's wrestling. This is so fun. So I sound like the crazy person in this conversation between you and me. And the reason why is because I like everything had their own worlds, basically, right? And you're like, that's crazy, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, for you and me.
And
we're outside looking in.
You are right. The wrestling world is different. You are right about that.
Right.
But I still can't. I got a brain. I know that's crazy. I got eyes.
I didn't say you were wrong either.
You basically got robbed. You got robbed at knife point in the middle of the ring, basically. You about to get KO'd, destructive finish in the middle of the ring in front of people. We saw a real life stick up in front of everybody.
It's a stick up, bro.
Y'all paid to watch it happen.
Yeah. And it's funny because, of course, you know, Fabulous Moolah was not the original Spider Lady. And it was so crazy. Guess who trained Wendy? It was fucking Fabulous Moolah, bro.
Yep. But you know how?
It's like, how did you not know? So that's what Jim Cornette goes like. Well, here's the hint. It's like she trained under her. How you not know that wasn't freaking Fabulous Moolah? He said, and then his fucking Cornette's an asshole, bro. He goes, and that old satchel ass of her. She was in the 50s when she did that shit.
I'm dead.
I was like, bro, right? Oh shit! I was like, I'm not mad at none of that, dude. Think about that. How you surprised about some shit? You should like kind of like, hey, I know who you are. Wait a minute. You know, there's certain things like, you make smart to the business, aren't you? Because, dude, but even like so, like I said, the world. This is how I really got. Like how you saying all that you're saying, like I said, you're not wrong. Like when I was listening to Cornette talking about like the things that the guys did in the locker room, and he's like not saying like he never had a change of heart. You know how some people like, you know, we used to do this back in the day, and that was wrong.
Yeah.
And like I didn't know it was wrong, it was just what it was. He never changed his tone with some of the stuff that the guys did to each other in the locker room, which I won't say because it's like, hey, bro, that's sexual harassment now. You know that, right? You know, but to him, but that's what it was. But then also you gotta think about if you know the history. So you really gotta know the history of the shit to fully understand. Goddamn computer, to fully understand what's going on. Like, remember the wrestling started in the circus. So I'm like, well, they gonna do some carny shit, bro. They gonna do some carny shit. And like I said, look how we still talking about wrestling. And we need to talk about the man himself, Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Oh man, well, hey, you said it was a wrestling documentary, so
it was, yeah. And that's the crazy part. We probably talk about Vince. They did not talk a lot about Vince, or at least the perspective of it. So it's like more of the same, and we know, like, oh, okay, the Bret Hart thing. Oh man, I like finally hearing Bret talk about it and
Yeah.
Vince. I like hearing those two perspectives of it. That was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
You know, that I will
And
say.
he didn't even
at
mention
least.
Goldberg. I'm proud of him, man. I'm proud of him.
Yeah, he's a big boy now. Nobody asks about Goldberg. And you know, that's true. Did you notice like how brutally blunt he was about some of the stuff? You know,
Oh, yeah.
when he talked.
Oh, yes. Very.
Yeah.
But hey, man, you gotta be. And that's why you got that smoke from Goldberg. I ain't even mad at him. Hey,
bro.
he blunt with everybody.
Hey, bro.
Everybody.
I feel him.
You know something about Vince, like in his upbringing, to basically see where he came from as a kid that was, living with his mom and stepfather, from the abuse that he dealt with, the mental abuse from his mother, the physical from his father, to basically come to his dad, his actual dad. And it's almost something out of a TV show, like how the kid goes and found out he has a rich parent, and now, you got to work up to everything that you want. And I got to give Vince props on that, man. Like he did that. He came from absolutely nothing. And he did it the hard way. It wasn't just handed to him. Like, that's why I like what he did with Shane and Stephanie too. He's like, okay, y'all are my kids. This is y'all business. One of y'all are going to inherit this one day, but you're going to have to work for it. So you're going to work in the lowest of low parts. That's like in the Brian Gervitz book. Stephanie was she worked at the XFL. Like, she did like an announcer. She was doing something there. Like, that's Stephanie McMahon. You a boss. What you doing that for? And the same thing with Shane. Like, Shane, kind of like how Vince had the ref, Shane had to pay his dues.
And he worked at a warehouse too. He worked at the WWF warehouse.
Yeah. He worked
prior to that.
Yep. He paid his dues, man. But to me, that makes you more appreciative of the opportunity that's bestowed upon you, because you're getting at the time a multi-million-dollar industry was gonna eventually be in your hands, but turn into $1 billion industry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As we know.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely agree with that. I and I would have done the same thing with my kids too, man. So I can't knock. I mean, I know he like rough on them. I'm a little rough on my kids too sometimes, but I'm like, dude, you think this is bad? The world will kill you. If you think this is, and that's how I feel. So that's why I can't knock Vince too much. Or even like his,
I said you were just telling the truth. Like, you have to be honest with your kids. But I think, to me, where Vince fell short and faltered is he basically treated all he wanted was love and acceptance from his father. And you saw Shane tear up, man. Like, that's all he wanted from Vince. And Vince would barely even respect this man. This man had to jump off, was it Hell in a Cell?
Yeah. Well, shit, which one? But the last time, yes, that's when they showed that clip.
They showed that clip of him hugging him. That's what he told you. I'm proud of you. Man, I'm over 50 years old. I had to jump off the Hell in a Cell for you to love me? You tell me you're proud of me?
Hey, I'm going to go zoom in on me. Hey.
Oh, God.
His dad died the day after. He said he loved him. Remember that, Chad?
So he was like, he got to keep that to himself. You don't want to, I love you.
Yo, bro, I told my wife, I made a joke about that. I know it's messed up, but I was telling my wife, I said, he should have told him he loved him. He would have lived a couple more years. My wife was like, he knew he was going to go.
Oh, my God.
And I was just like, hey, bro, you want to stay a while, right? Because, and remember that part, because Vince, boy, he teared up. And that's rare when you see McMahon, Mr. McMahon or Vince Kennedy McMahon tear up. And it's like, ooh, yeah, you still feel that. And you damn near 80. Wow. And he said, man, he finally told me he loved me. The next day he died. And I was like, oh, shit. That's nuts.
Yeah, that's nuts, crazy.
Man.
That's crazy.
So, man. Hey, at least he's still around. The filth that love was dead.
I don't know, man. He looking like a pawpaw going to that gym in that video.
To my Vince.
Vince,
bro, the fact that they showed that stunner.
I can't believe they showed. Oh, man. Out of anything I would have blocked in this documentary, hey, keep the Janelle Grant stuff up, bro. You got to catch me with that one, I guess. But that stunner, I would never let anybody watch that again. That mess was horrible. And
And you
Stone
know what, that
Cold,
whole Janelle,
his
that whole
laugh is
Janelle
just
Grant
so
thing,
funny.
that because I was hearing prior to the documentary coming out, and then after the fact, still people asking questions about it or talking about the whole like Janelle Grant thing. I don't understand why. I mean, I know they're trying to get some clearly, right? But my question about that is, it's like it's on legal litigation. Why are you trying to get somebody? And if they do, they're gonna give you some BS stuff or like just the same old jargon they're gonna always give you. You know how that goes.
Oh, you're talking about the people doing the documentary?
Yeah, they kept asking, because they did, because even her lawyer came out and said, hey, they did come out and ask us about that, put stuff in a documentary, but it's like, no, we can't give you the
we
information.
can't. Why would you? I mean, I get you gotta try. You gotta try. You got to.
Hey, all right, I'll give you that, but like, don't be dumb either. Like, come on, like, leave people
But we
alone.
know.
Like, this is because say everything what they saying is true. Like, why are you doing it? Why are you harassing this woman about that just to get money? Let's be honest, because they're gonna get paid out the documentary.
Yeah.
So, like, you fucking are monsters, dude. Like say everything she's saying is true. What the fuck? Like, why are you messing with this woman?
They probably I don't know, because some people can be trash. But I would like to think that you will be doing this so she could tell her side of the story. That's what I would like to think. Because
make a whole different documentary right there.
Yeah. Now, hey. Okay.
Especially after
you're right. That's his own. That's his own documentary. That's his own documentary right there.
And then not just that, all them chicks they were talking about, man, dude. We just see like all that stuff. Oh, I forgot about one wrestler too. Now hold on, zoom in, me. Thank you, other me, bro. Did you see Trish Stratus? Didn't she like? Now, did you see the background of Trish Stratus and stuff? Did she look like she was a madam at a brothel? Did that look like a high class Canadian brothel, bro? What the hell? I was like, hey, where you at?
Satisfaction at the brothel. Don't tell me that.
Oh, that'd be the name of the brothel, Stratisfaction, bro.
Oh my God. Well, hey man, Fusion Haa Podcast, we gotta go. We're going to Canada.
We're going to Canada. Yeah, man. About to go to Stratisfaction. Oh my God, dude.
Wait a minute. There is something that I learned. Okay. You said Trish Stratus, and it made me think about it. Trish Stratus said she got punished for not wanting to kiss Mickie James.
Oh yeah,
why she lost at WrestleMania?
Yeah, that's when she lost that. Yep.
I did not know that. That is crazy. And I would have never guessed that in that match, because that match holds a special place in my heart. It really does.
I bet it did, you pervert.
It is not even so much for that, but I mean,
I'm joking.
I do. Hey, I got eyes. I remember. But no, that's when a lot of my friends, remember, we all came together.
Yeah, we was all in there.
We all watched it in my room. Like, that was just such a crazy moment. Like, we're sitting there watching it. She goes for the grab. We're like, oh, then she goes, like, oh. Like, that was just like a moment, like with my friends. So that's why that moment holds a special place in my heart. But yeah.
Handful of muff, huh?
Yep. Hey man, I was just like, I didn't see that coming. But yeah, no, like, I didn't know that she felt so like that she didn't want to do that.
Right.
And that she was punished, like she lost because of that. So, and Mickie James is a great wrestler, but the fact that the trajectory that Mickie James went on because she won that title couldn't that could have never even happened if it wouldn't have been for Trish. Like, if Trish would have played ball, quote unquote, that's crazy. That's so crazy.
Equate that to then, if you want to say that, which I agree, equate that to the what they call the curtain call. Remember that same year. So remember, Shawn was champion, couldn't get punished. Dash and Hall gone. How you gonna punish people that ain't even there no more? Whose head had the roll? Triple H. That very year, guess who was supposed to win the King of the Ring? Triple H. Give me that. Guess who won it that year? Stone Cold Steve Austin. And if he didn't give that great ass promo to Jake the Snake, we would never have.
That promo was good. Man, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that promo.
It is.
That promo was so good, bro. It was so good, and I love how in depth they went on talking about, like, both of them talking about, like, This is basically because Triple H, wanted to, say goodbye to his friends, which
Right.
I don't understand what the big deal was about that, but I guess that was the
KayFabe.
wrestler at the time. So okay,
KayFabe.
I get it. But like, it was after the show. The show was over, and they hugged. They
KayFabe.
do, but they do stuff all the time outside of the show. That's they try to get Undertaker to do the spin Rooney. Like, what are we talking about?
Try. Oh, but see, when you're mentioning something that's way far past this. I say bunch of years. Well, that too. By the way, the curtain call. By that time, McMahon already said this shit was already predestined.
Well, no, Jimmy, you are right about that. I am mentioning that, but the reason I say that is because Undertaker is old school. No pun intended. He is old school, like in his ways, the way he's set. Like even you heard him talking about some of the things like that were happening. Like he was mad about it in the documentary. Like certain things, like
about the curtain call.
Yeah, like I was like, yeah, I'm mad about this. I'm mad that happened. But you guys are trying to get everybody came down to the ring and try to get him to do that. Now, if Undertaker would have hit the spin Rooney,
oh boy,
that would have went on the internet everywhere. And who knows, that streak would have been over at WrestleMania, whatever year that was. That streak would have been dead. It would have been over.
Once again, you got to learn the history about wrestling and stuff like that. From before then, and like that's why I'm a big James Cornette fan. Listen to what that guy, like, a couple of things, Bubba Ray. I'm sorry, Bully Ray would say. I know you listen to Bust It Open a lot. Like him and Tommy, they kind of still talk about them old ways from time to time. They break it up, even when they talk about AEW or WWF. WWE, and like him, those guys. And I'm talking about people who have like podcasts. The hell's his name? Dutch Mantel. He kind of sometimes talk about the old ways and stuff like that. And of course, what they did, now or a little bit after when KayFabe was going. And also like Disco, Keeping It 100, Disco Inferno and Conan. They bring that up from time to time about the whole KayFabe thing.
Yeah.
Like, you got to think about it, man. And KayFabe was actually a corny term. Once again, it came from the fucking carnival, the circus.
Yeah.
So, and the fact that this guy, full circle, Vince McMahon, who in the 80s was changing wrestling and how it was, because what was it called, like Titan Tuesday or whatever, like TTT or something like that, like Titan Tuesdays or some crap like that. Some of the wrestlers didn't like that shit, like the way he was doing it. It was like these night show things. Like, dude, I'm a wrestler. I just want to do some wrestling stuff. So I'm a monster, or I'm this really nice guy, or how it is. They had to, and then you got to think about it. Bray Wyatt was one of the only few people who was doing that shit, kind of, sort of. Now, kind of, sort of, mostly. You see how he delivered the freaking weather? You can watch that video on the internet. He went to court like that, as not the Fiend clearly, but like the Magical Swamp Man who got a colt. So like MJF, like, and why we love them, because they keep kayfabe alive. Like we know it's predetermined. We know this stuff is a work and all that stuff. I better stop using them terms because I know some of the wrestlers don't like hearing that shit from us normies. So I get what you're saying when it comes to that. And honestly, let's be honest, like fucking McMahon murdered it, kayfabe to a degree. And it is like, damn, dude, like you kind of messed up wrestling, but then at the same time, you made it fucking awesome because we was doing them sucky signs.
You did way more good than bad, but you're right though. Like there's some stuff he did is like, huh?
Yeah.
But if I look at what wrestling is at today, like right now, man, you got it, man. You got to give it up to Vince, man. Like that's like that, because it would not be here. It would not.
No.
All the evidence shows, all the math, the fact, the figures, it all shows that wrestling would not be where it's at right now if it wasn't for him, man. It really wouldn't be. Now, like I always say, Vince is a wild boy, and his wildness got him jammed up. He got him jammed up big time. And you got it, and he got to deal with that. Hey, you make choices, you got to deal with your consequences, But I don't think they're gonna be able to Benoit him from WWE. You can't.
No, just like that. That's all I gotta say to that. No,
like you can't. You can't give him the Brock Lesnar treatment, which Brock Lesnar's back on the roster now, by the way. You can't.
His name was never mentioned. That's why.
Yeah, but they took him off the roster. They
just
took
in
him off
case.
the roster. As soon as
You
all
know
this
how
stuff
corporations
happened,
are.
and
But
when it was like
yeah, they
mentioned
took
that
him
he
out,
was
but
a part of this,
right.
they took him out. They took him
Everybody
off.
does that now, though, and that's why I really hate by today's time, man. When it comes down to these businesses, but it's theirs. Who am I to tell them what to do?
Yep,
I
that's
don't
a
really
yep.
believe you're guilty until you're proven innocent. So it's like, to me, everybody's black in these situations. Everybody's black now. Now they know how it feels. Yeah, you're guilty. You didn't even do nothing. You just existed.
That's
Your name brought up. What? Oh, what? Huh? What? Yeah.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
over.
It's over. Until we
Yeah.
find out what's your alibi. Crook. Huh?
Yep.
You no gooder. Huh? You punk. Huh? Throw the book at you. You jerk. I don't like you. I don't like how you breathing. I don't like the fact that you know what you're doing. But yeah, because I was like, remember I made that joke yesterday. I was all like, there was 2 other former UFC champions, right? Besides Brock Lesnar.
But
It was just Brock, huh? We can't, what was his name? Damn, I forgot his old name, man. I was like, you had Cain Velasquez. I mean, probably not, but you never know. Or Dan Severn. He could have came back. We don't know.
Boy, you know, bro.
That boy walked in with 4 belts, dude, back in the 90s. 3 of them was UFC belts. Yeah. And 1 was the NWA championship. Boy, dude had so many belts, Cornette was holding them. Come on, man.
Yep, but he ain't walking in WWE. He walked in WWF.
Yeah, WWE. Thank you.
Not
now, he was one, like you tell me, him and that mustache didn't come through trying to talk to Vince.
No, boy. He tried to go talk to Vince.
By the way, y'all, hey, ladies and gentlemen, these are jokes. This is a serious matter. That's under litigation. It's alleged.
Yeah,
like a joke about
all jokes aside, man. This is for real. This isn't for play. We got a lot of stuff. They got a lot of stuff going on, which they will work out in the courts, and all we can do is sit back and just wait and see what's gonna happen. That's all we can do. Is just wait for the jury to deliberate, or if it even makes it to a trial, if it even gets that far, who knows? But all in all, I think this documentary was cool. I did enjoy watching it. I do agree with your sentiments. Good wrestling doc, not so much about Vince McMahon. And even Vince, even himself. Did you see the tweet or the press release he put out ahead of this?
I've heard. I think it was the day prior, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna find it for you.
Y'all find it? All right, I'm gonna zoom you out. Yeah, I heard something about either it was the day prior or the day of. It came out at midnight on Wednesday of last week. And I heard he was trying to buy that mug too, man. Like, man, hey, let me have that, man. Yeah, y'all did it wrong. But I also heard here's another thing I was hearing, that he sounded like a frog at one point. They had I think 4 hours of tape on this dude, and his voice was so scruffy.
His voice did sound weird.
I mean, think about it, 40 years of saying you're fired and shut up and just yelling. Like, you gotta think about it. That guy's string your freaking throat, bro. You got the tweet, homie?
Yeah. Oh,
I got you. Zoom in
on.
Oh
yeah, I
got
the
start of the show. Boy,
okay.
Internet terrible.
It says so. I don't regret participating in this Netflix documentary. And hold on. Sorry, I was
trying to run the show here, guy.
Wait. I say wait. I'm having new phone problems. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh, here we go. So, I don't regret participating in this Netflix documentary. The producers had an opportunity to tell an objective story about my life and the incredible business I built, which were equally filled with excitement, drama, fun, and a fair amount of controversy and life lessons. Unfortunately, based on an early partial cut I've seen, this doc falls short and takes predictable paths of conflating the Mr. McMahon character with my true self. The title and promos alone make that evident. A lot has been misrepresented or left out entirely in an effort to leave viewers intentionally confused. The producers use typical editing tricks without context footage and dated sound bites, etc., to distort the viewer's perception and support a deceptive narrative. In an attempt to further their misleading accounts, the producers use a lawsuit based on an affair I have ended as evidence as that I am, in fact, Mr. McMahon. I hope the viewer will keep an open mind and remember that there are 2 sides to every story. dropped on September 23rd, 2024, with
Ladies and gentlemen,
9.7 million views.
I ain't read how many views. God darn.
Yeah, crazy.
Man.
Yeah, man. So it's not like he was trying to kind of get ahead of, of this doc, because it does not paint him in the best light. It does not at all.
No.
It looks like a horrible monster, like the way he looks like. Let me not say that. Not a horrible monster. He lost himself. He looks like a man that. So you know how? Have you ever seen the movie The Wrestler?
That's funny. I have not. No, sir, I haven't.
You should watch
Mickey
that
Rourke.
movie.
I already know you're talking about too.
Really good movie. But
okay.
And a lot of shows like that, even the show Hills which is on Netflix now. Now I sound like I'm on Busted Open for real. Hills is a great show. You need to watch it.
I've been wanting to. Oh, all right.
It's good. It's good. And it has my boy Stephen Amell. I love Stephen Amell. He's so dope.
By the way, due to this strike, I got all the time now, so I guess I will.
For real. And you got time.
Yeah.
Shoot, I wish I had a little time, boy. They put me to work because of this strike. Anyway,
what you were saying?
What was I saying? Oh my God.
Talking about how Vince lost himself.
Oh yeah. So Vince lost himself basically to the Mr. McMahon character. It's kind of like in the animes when the characters like they become so powerful, but they lose themselves to the power. Like that's how they portray Vince. Is that he just basically lost himself. And he just not a great person. This brash, arrogant, womanizing, power hungry person that we've seen portrayed as Mr. McMahon is who they really try to portray Vince McMahon to be in this documentary.
Question: What was the comparison of the wrestler and Vince? What you were trying to tell me on that?
Oh, because in the wrestler, this dude did not know when to quit, and it's like he confused him. It's like his character became his character. Right. He wasn't like portraying a character, like the character like took over, and that's who he became. So if you watch the movie, I don't want to tell you how it ends. But
go ahead and say it. I can actually watch.
Okay, well, basically, he's in the ring, and his dude is hurt. He's beyond broken. And that basically tell him, like, hey, if you do this move, you're gonna die. And he does the move, and the movie cuts off. So you don't know if he dies or not. That's how it ends.
That's a good cliffhanger right there.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is like Vince basically he doesn't know when to quit. Like he doesn't know where the Mr. McMahon character starts and where Vince begins. And I think it's been I think that they're one and the same, but just a dialed up version. But I think he just lost himself to that. That's my opinion. I don't know what you think.
That's most wrestlers though. That's funny that you say that. Even like the Undertaker, like remember how we heard about, we kind of watched a little documentary about him. He just wouldn't stop. I was like, dude, you a lot of us are kind of like, bro, you need to sit the hell down somewhere, dude. Remember it was like he'd do a WrestleMania, go through surgery. Once he recovered rehab, go right back to training, do another WrestleMania, and then repeat. It was like a couple of years of that stuff, man. And it's crazy. That's true. The thing. And then a lot of people say the same thing, like you said, the playing KAYFABE, right? The wrestler persona. Because I hate the word character. I'm kind of like not like wrestlers, dude. Like I get that you got this acting and whatnot of like either being this tough badass guy or this mean, evil, vile person who's doing things, right? That's pissing the crowd off. But anyway, that's their actual persona, like you said before, dialed up. It's magnified to whatever degree it is. So I do agree with you with Vince and Mr. McMahon is really one of the same. I mean, one got the same name, right? But on top of that, because I met Vince, in Afghanistan, and of course he was in Mr. McMahon. He's support the troops, so. He's like a cool dude. And I remember when I asked him for that, and I still have that autograph. It's in the garage, in the tough box. But it was funny that, I'm like, hey, right, damn it on there. Because he always like, look here, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. He always yell out, damn it. And like, I remember me and this girl named Angelica back in high school, we all, she like, say it, Jeremy, say it. And I'm like, what? It's like, damn it. damn it, and she'll love it, you know. So he looked at me weird, like the fuck. You know? I was like, please, come on, bro. And he, you know, he laced me up with the autograph, you know. So that was kind of cool. But like, you know, I would say for him, because like you notice like Tony Atlas and all that, like Bret Hart and Tony Atlas is like the most honest people in that documentary, by the way.
Yeah.
The realest. One was more blunt, the other one, and the other one got this funny old school. He's the last black man. Tony Atlas, and you know, he talked a certain way, you know. Don't ever go away, Tony.
Hey, did you? And speaking of Tony, did you notice how when they were asking him, they asked everybody at the end. So like, who is Vince, or what do you think about Vince, or
what was the legacy?
Yeah, or what is Vince McMahon's legacy? And everybody was just like, and Tony was like, let me tell you.
The greatest promoter ever lived.
He's the best promoter around these parts.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because even Booker T was like, oh, well, I forgot to do Booker T, but that was like the last two episodes or something like that. And it was like, wow, that's a good question. And you know, and John Cena was like, you have to ask somebody. John Cena was like, you have to ask somebody else that I have nothing.
John Cena said, I got these movies, son. I got these movies.
I'm about to walk away from that one. No, I'm joking.
He's making season 2 on the way. Stop playing.
Yeah, right, man. I gotta fly after this bitch to Australia to record some shit. Shut up. Now, yeah, you're right, Tony. But like Tony had nothing to lose, bro. You know, like if it wasn't for that man, he wouldn't have been the first one half of the first black tag team champions. So if it wasn't for him, so you gotta give it to him. And you know, but at the same time, hey, did you see that meme of Tony, bro? Like, cause you know he was sleeveless and shit like that with the top. I got that Flintstones outfit on. I was like, oh, that boy got that Fred Flintstone, bro.
That's funny. That's funny.
I ain't the one made it up the internet funny.
That's funny.
But I looked at it, I was like, oh, because I wasn't done watching it, right? You know, so it was a picture, you know, I literally was like the Matrix trying to like dodge all the wrestling stuff I watched, you know, Bust It Open, WrestleMania, Wrestle Talk, Corny Experience, and like he had something come out every day. And I'm like, bro, stop. You know, probably keeping 100. I know Eric Bishop got like a live reaction or whatever. So all these people got like these reaction videos, and I'm like, I don't want to know nothing till I watch all 6 episodes.
Yeah,
and like I'm like you, I like it for what it is, but I wish they'd put more sauce on the whole Vince McMahon thing. I really do. I hate that they did.
Well, we never getting that now. He gonna have to.
Hell no.
There's only one way we can get it, and I ain't wishing that on nobody, but it's the only way. Because especially with what he has going on now, man, you're not gonna hear about.
And he wasn't happy with the last thing, so no.
Yeah, because I just read the tweet. He felt like they were just clout chasing. They were just trying to make a quick buck.
Who ain't nowadays?
Yeah, but you know, you gave him the evidence. You gave it to him, so you gave him the evidence.
Oops!
It ain't like they just put some AI in there and some black screens with like the funny voices. No, that was you. That was all you, buddy.
Yeah, you're right. You can't deny that, Jack.
But yeah, I can't wait for the next great documentary. But
question. I'm gonna put it on you.
What's up?
Well, hold on, back up there and put it on you. Who's gonna be the next big wrestling documentary or wrestler? Who's gonna have a documentary? There you go.
Ooh, dang, that's a good question. I could see like The Rock. The Rock is probably the easy. The Rock is a good choice because just the way he's at now, his popularity, he's made wrestling cool again. His everything he does in Hollywood, his potential run for president. Like I could see them doing a documentary on The Rock. I could definitely see that.
You said potential run for president, but he ain't did it.
No, I did air quotes because people, he didn't even joked about doing it.
Yeah, I remember hearing it.
Yeah, he joked about doing it. So I would like to see a doc on him. Maybe Stone Cold. But one I would love to see because I had the DVD growing up. Shawn Michaels. Oh, I would love it. I would absolutely love it.
Same here, man. I bought that. What was it? It was called Triumph. The
Yeah.
one they did with him back in the day. Dude, I don't even think I had 2 kids at the time. I think either Dorothy was pregnant with Walter, or we already had Walter when that came out. And I love that movie. That little documentary, little bit about Sean, Michael Sean Higginbottom, and he grew up in Randolph Airfield or whatever the hell out in San Antonio. That's why he was in San Antonio, because his dad was in the Air Force. And then how he got into wrestling, and the whole with him and Marty Jannetty, they were clowns and doing their thing, but one of the best tag teams at one point and all that. So it's still good, dude. Even the Rey Mysterio one, because I love it. Was funny because at the time I love Rey Mysterio, I love Shawn Michaels and all that stuff. And you know what? They could do another Shawn Michaels, because look at him now.
Yeah, that's why I say his would be great. Or Triple H. Triple H would have a fire one.
Oh, now that'd be better.
Triple H would have a fire one. Honestly, I think Triple H would have the best wrestling doc. He would have the best wrestling doc out of anybody.
Right.
Because it would almost be akin to Vince. It would almost be akin to Vince McMahon's doc. He started from, whatever. We don't know. I don't know Triple H's beginnings, but as far as him in the company of WWE, he started it just being a wrestler. But then over time, he just amassed more knowledge, gained more responsibility, probably got different positions within the company, and look at where he's at now.
Detail. Yeah, more detail behind that too. That would be great. How we know that, we don't want to do the whole Will Ospreay, he's grinding on the boss's daughter, huh? Yeah, bruv. You can't do that. Maybe got a little bit to do with it, just a little bit. But damn. If that's the case, boy, he capitalized. He did a hell of a job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, bro. He definitely did, man.
But I don't think that was the case, man. You see, because a lot of people, even it was someone watching with Triple H years ago. There was that dude. Who was it? I think it was Ric Flair that said that. He was a sponge for the business. So, he took him seriously. Even though, the whole curtain call thing, that's one thing. That's literally one thing. Versus all the other stuff. I mean, granted, and he buried some guys. We all know about the golden shovel that Cody brought out.
Yep.
He buried. We grew up watching that shit, bro. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
So that would be a good fire one. I would say more in depth with Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Clearly. So I guess the guys in the Attitude Era, basically those guys, I would say these guys that might not as big as I would say. Close to Vince, or maybe as much, depends how they do it and how they promote it. The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. Top 5.
Okay, that's good.
I don't like doing lists, but I just thought about it right there. And maybe with one more McFoley.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a McFoley doc. Actually, to be honest, I kind of need an Attitude Era doc, to be honest.
There it is.
That's what I think.
But that's already been told, though. How more in depth can you get, though?
No. See,
I'm listening.
How long ago was that?
I mean,
and who told it?
Go on the internet, bro.
You gotta go on these YouTube channels. Stone Cold. I want Al Snow. I want Steve Blackman. I want all the people that were a part of the Attitude Era,
right,
to talk about it. Just to really just talk about it, behind the scenes stories. I'm talking Dark Side of the Ring style, commentary on the Attitude Era. That's what I want.
Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho.
He was bring in the man. I want to hear about how Chris Jericho. Where were you when you found out you were going to win 2 belts? You were going to beat The Rock and the Stone Cold in the same night. How that felt? Let's talk about that. What's the story behind that? I want to know.
Your debut on Raw, The Rock of all people too. And that's when he was, sizzling, man. He was sizzling at the time. He transcended. Yeah, that you asking some serious stuff, bro. On that one, man. You talk about all those people, men and women, Jacqueline. Sable, if she wanted to do it.
I want to know about Sable. I know why Sable left. And we know
the first time or the second time, because she left the first time soon, and then came back.
Yep. Yeah. I want to know about that comeback. What was that called like? I mean, they touched on it. They touched on it in this documentary, but I want to know.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that they could definitely touch on.
Right.
But we'll just have to wait and see. But now,
Yes, sir.
right now, I'm just watching the Menendez brother doc, which it's not a doc, it's like a dramatic reenactment or whatever. Man, it's crazy, bro.
Oh, bro.
Crazy. Hey, love your kids, man. That's all I can tell you. Love your kids.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm gonna pull a Chad real quick, man. Hey, tell them where they can find you at, Chad.
Oh, man. Well, I'm happy you asked, man. We are the Fusion Haa Podcast, Judge, as you can see by this sign right here. You can catch us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, or X if you're nasty, man. And go check out our audio stuff on Spotify. We haven't put anything on there in a while, but I'm gonna talk to Jeremy. We're gonna have to definitely do some stuff with that. We're gonna have to get it back up today. Yeah, we're gonna have to definitely get that going again for you guys. And thank y'all so much for rocking with us, man. We've gotten a lot of love and comments and likes and participation and just interacting with everybody has been so great, man, on social media, man. So thank you guys so much.
And that's all he wrote. I can't say she because that was Chad.
Yep.
So.
All right,
man.
man.
Man. You heard it, man. Hey, catches all that good jazz like that. Hey, go back to our YouTube channels. Go back in time when I had that baby fro. Go back, and we was using our phones to do this stuff, man. Please, man. Thanks for all the love that y'all been giving us. On jump my mouse, but yeah, man. Please go back and check all that stuff out and check out, if like you said, use Spotify, man. Check out some of them old things, man. We grew up. We actually grew up, y'all. So, man, check us out, man.
We did.
Like said, we appreciate everything. We gonna be doing most stuff. I'm taking your line, right, Chad? But we're doing more stuff, man. And like, hey, we did this come run this summer. Holy moly, did not know we're gonna do all that. Chad doing some more stuff. I'm doing some more stuff. We're doing some more stuff. People like, hey, can we do some stuff with you? Shit, yeah. Coming soon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
so,
we got to get that calendar together, man. It's so crazy how I can't think of a time where we just did nothing, but we just got busy.
Yeah.
So it's not, trust me, guys, we are not forgetting about anybody. We want to talk to everybody. We want to be on people's shows. We want to interview people. We want them to interview us. But we just got to go through our calendar and get stuff together because your boy's
fact
busy.
that we're doing this like this now on a freaking Tuesday.
Yeah, your boy's busy and we're tired.
KAYFABE.
Yeah.
The broke KAYFABE. We got so busy or so tired.
Yeah, we definitely did. We definitely broke the golden rule.
I had to work on a Saturday for the first time in almost 2 years. So I was like, Jesus Christ. So I was like, yo, we got to put this out. And I'll be spearheading this and like probably by tomorrow. That's my goal by tomorrow. So Wednesday. So I got you.
Okay, well, let's end this thing, bro, because your boy is hungry.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. It's almost 8:30. All right.
Oh, there's my family in there. They're weird. They're weird. Oh God, please end this. Oh my God, I'm Chad.
Oh man, for the first time we see some of the family. Wow, I'm not even gonna close it up. Like, hey, you know it's been recorded, right, kiddo? You're being recorded. You're being recorded.
Get out of here. Yeah, thank you.
Hey man, try to show the lady something. Let them have it.
Nah, boy.
Let them have it, bro. Come on.
All right, let's end this thing.
All right.
I'm Chad.
And I'm Jeremy.
And we're the Fusion Haa Podcast, and we out this thing.
We get close. Hold up. We get close. We get close. Oh, wrong button. Watch this. All right. Oh, wrong way. We kind of did it.